Hello everyone. Today we are going to start a new chapter called quadratic equations. Now, this is a chapter which is amongst the most important ones in our preparation for IIT JEE. The reason behind this importance is because of the fact that this is an application oriented chapter. That is, you're not going to get the questions in the examination from this chapter only, but you are going to see the application of this chapter in other chapters also. So that's why it is a must do chapter. There are many chapters in mathematics, especially in the syllabus of IIT, that you can skip. Like you may skip complex number, you may skip conic section, you may skip probability permutation combination, because they are not application oriented. You will not find the usage of those chapter in other chapters, but especially with quadratic equations it is not the case. This is not only important as a unit, but this is important because of its application also in other units. So let us start our discussion with quadratic equations. As we all know in class 10th that a 2-degree polynomial is called a quadratic polynomial. That is, if I say that ax square plus bx plus c under certain conditions, like a is not equal to 0 and a b c belongs to constant, will constitute a quadratic polynomial. Why it is a quadratic polynomial? Because maximum power raised to the variable in this expression is 2. Therefore, this is called a quadratic polynomial under these constraints. Now, why these constraints? Because if a becomes equal to 0 here, so this will no longer be a quadratic expression. This will become a linear expression of bx plus c only. That's why for this polynomial to be a quadratic polynomial, a has to be a non-zero quantity, while ABC belongs to constant. That is, ABC can take any value other than this A is equal to 0. So under these conditions, we say that this is a quadratic polynomial. Now in this chapter, we are basically going to see the solution to this equation, that how we are going to solve a quadratic equation. Plus, we are going to see the nature of the roots, that how the roots, that is the solution to a quadratic equation, will change, will have different natures. Plus, we are going to basically emphasize our attention on the graphical analysis of this quadratic polynomial. So let us start with this graphical analysis. Now, in this y equal to ax square plus bx plus c, if I remove this bx plus c part, then only ax square will remain. But this ax square will also be a quadratic, because this ax square is the reason which is responsible for making this bx plus c a quadratic. Otherwise, if we consider this bx plus c only, then this is a linear polynomial only. So this ax square is the responsible factor which is making this bx plus c a quadratic polynomial. So let us consider this ax square only, and I am considering b and c to be 0. So only y is equal to ax square we are having with us now. Now let us say a is equal to positive 1. A can be a positive quantity, a can be a negative quantity, but it can't be 0. So when I have y equal to ax square where a is equal to 1, I'm having y equal to x square. Let us try to plot this y equal to x square. Now in our earlier classes we have seen this dabba wala method, where we take some values of the input variable, and corresponding to those values that we assume for input variable, we get the value of the y which is output variable in our case. So x and y I am writing here. If x equal to 0, y is equal to 0, that is I am putting x equal to 0 over here. So y is coming out to be 0. So y is 0. Now x equal to minus 1. So y is equal to minus 1 square. So it is 1. X equal to 1, y is again 1. X equal to minus 2, y is 4. And x equal to 2, y is again 4. Let us draw these points in a rectangular coordinate system. Let me sketch a xy coordinate system, that is rectangular coordinate system. Here we are going to substitute these values, that is we are going to graph these values, plot these values basically. So x equal to 0 and y equal to 0. This is 0 comma 0. X equal to minus 1 and y equal to 1. This is minus 1 and y equal to 1. So this is a point. This is minus 1 comma plus 1. X equal to 1 and y equal to again 1. So this is another point, 1 comma 1. X equal to minus 2 and we are getting y equal to, let us say 4 is here somewhere. So y equal to 4. Let us plot these. So minus 2 comma 4. For x equal to 2, we'll get y equal to 4 again. So this is 2 comma 4. These are the 5 points that we have plotted on our Cartesian coordinate system or rectangular coordinate system. Okay, let us join all these points. So when we join all these points, we get a geometry like this, and this geometry is called a parabola. So from here, we'll say that a quadratic polynomial will represent a parabola. Fine. Now, some student may ask a question that why I haven't taken bx plus c. So even if I take bx plus c, will this still be a parabola or not? So definitely you can say here that bx plus c is a linear quantity. Definitely it will have its effect on this parabola, but this parabola will remain a parabola only. That is, if we add bx plus c to this, you will not get an ellipse or a circle. You will get a parabola only. The only difference this bx plus c will have or will impact here is the positioning of parabola, whether it will be above x-axis or below x-axis or towards the right of origin or towards the left of origin and so on. So the parabola is because of this ax square. So this will remain ax square even if we add bx plus c to this. I hope this should be clear to all of you. Further, now we have taken y equal to ax square, and in this I have taken a equal to 1. So when I have taken a equal to 1, so eventually we have plotted y equal to x square only, and this y equal to x square looks like this. Now, if we take a equal to minus 1, that is in this y equal to ax square, I am taking a equal to minus 1. So I have y equal to minus x square now. Now, when you plot this y equal to minus x square, what you will observe that take these points, these inputs only. So for these inputs, what you will observe that every value of y will be associated with a negative value, negative sign just. Okay, so these will be the values of y for y equal to minus of x square. Now, as the values of x we have taken are same as that we have taken for y equal to plus x square, the only difference we are getting here is the values of y, and the values of y are just negative to the values of y that was there in y equal to x square case. So what will happen here? We'll get a parabola which is a mirror image of this parabola present above. Okay, you will get a mirror image kind of this kind of image when you plot this y equal to minus x square. Okay, now there are two important inferences that you should observe here. When a was positive, this parabola was opening upwards, and when a is negative, this parabola is opening downwards. Now opening upwards and opening downwards doesn't mean above x-axis and below x-axis. Opening upwards means this vessel is kept like this, and opening downwards means this vessel is inverted. Fine. So this vessel is kept upright, it has opening upwards, you can pour anything from above. Okay, and when this vessel is kept like this, so we'll say that this is opening downwards. Fine. So this is what we have learned so far. So what we have learned, just make a note of it, that when a is greater than 0, parabola open upwards, and when a is less than 0, parabola open downwards. Okay, so a can't be equal to 0, so no question of considering a equal to 0. So from here we have found that what is the inference of a. Now let us talk about this c first before understanding the importance of b in this expression. Let us talk about this c. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to consider this quadratic expression as ax square plus c. I am taking b equal to 0. Fine. Now what I want to find, that what this c does in this parabola. What is the significance of this c? Okay. So let us take any example. With the help of example, will be able to relate better. So let us take y equal to x square plus 1 now. In this y equal to x square plus 1, a is equal to 1. You can compare this x square plus 1 with ax square plus bx plus c. You will find that a equal to 1 and c equal to 1, while b is equal to 0. Okay, so a equal to 1 and c equal to 1. Now let us try to plot this parabola. I am plotting the rectangular coordinate system here. This is our y-axis, this is our x-axis. Okay, this is the origin. Now y equal to x square plus 1. Let us find the intersection of parabola on y-axis. So on y-axis, the parabola will cut when its x coordinate is equal to 0. So let us substitute x equal to 0 here. So when I substitute x equal to 0 here, I will get y equal to 1. So let us say this is y equal to 1. This point is 0 comma 1. So at this juncture, the parabola is going to cut the y-axis. Now let us see whether the parabola is cutting x-axis or not. So for the parabola to cut x-axis, that is this real axis, sorry, x-axis only, because every axis is real. Y-axis is also real, x-axis is also real over here. So for this parabola to cut x-axis, y has to be equal to 0. So let us substitute y equal to 0. We'll get x square plus 1. From here, x square equal to minus 1. Now, for any real values of x, you will never get x square equal to minus 1. Because even if you substitute a negative value in place of x, the square of a negative value will always be positive. So no question of getting a negative value when you square a real number. So we'll say that there exists no such values of x for which this equation x square equal to minus 1 will get satisfied, or in other way we'll say that the parabola will never touch or cut x-axis. Okay, so this is condition for no solution, that is, will not get a value of x, therefore the parabola will definitely not cut x-axis. So what we'll say, that since a is greater than 0, a is positive, c is equal to 1, that is, this parabola is passing from this point, and the parabola is not cutting the x-axis. So the parabola will look like this. Here a is greater than 0, the parabola is opening upwards. C is equal to 1, the parabola is cutting the positive y-axis at y equal to 1, and the parabola is definitely not cutting the x-axis, and the reason we have already learned. So up till now we have learned two important inferences. The significance of A we have already seen. Now let us write down the significance of C. Okay, again note down the significance of C. So when C is greater than 0, parabola will cut positive y-axis when C is equal to 0. So what is the significance of C? C decides where the parabola will cut y-axis. When C is greater than 0, parabola is cutting positive y-axis. When C is equal to 0, parabola will definitely cut origin, because this is the point where y is equal to 0. Parabola will cut origin. Now when C is less than 0, parabola will cut negative y-axis. Okay, so these are the important conclusions that we have drawn so far in this short period of time about quadratic equations. So in these short videos, we are going to learn about the crux of quadratic equations. If you like this video, do like and subscribe the channel.